Well, I can absolutely confirm that the Chief Vet will be giving more detail tomorrow, but we will be extending the housing order. Obviously, really key to this is good biosecurity as well, but you're right, smallholders must also take account of the instructions from the Chief Vet and from the housing order. And we do encourage everybody, no matter how big or small their holding is, to actually look carefully at the advice and to follow it to the letter. So yes, we'll be extending the housing order until the end of February, and as I say, there'll be more from the Chief Vet about that tomorrow.
At this time, very concerned. The message went out for poultry keepers to keep their birds indoors, and I believe a lot of these smaller flocks are being kept indoors, but I also know some of them are not. So when they have poultry sort of running in the wild, then there's always the risk of further disease outbreaks. So again, it's imperative that these people listen to the advice and do house their poultry in the sort of weeks ahead, when they are mostly vulnerable to AI. Well, I would hope that the governments, the Welsh Government in this instance, are delivering some pretty strong messages on this, and I believe if people are caught disobeying the rules, then they ought to be reprimanded. Because it is posing a huge risk to the poultry industry at this time. Well, obviously it's being transmitted through wild birds. The AI virus is within those birds, it spreads. So again, biosecurity is going to be so important. And again, there is no sector within British farming that's more professional than the poultry sector. And the birds are housed. They've heeded the information from governments. So again, it's important that the smaller flocks, the hobby farmer type flocks, heed that advice as well to safeguard this important industry. Well, governments have to keep driving the message. We, the NFU, keep driving the message. And again, people have to take heed of that information and that advice. Otherwise, we may well have to consider, well, why are people keeping half a dozen chickens in the back garden? Because again, these could be a huge threat to an important industry, as I say.